Greetings, dear friends. Here we are. It's Monday. And as we've been doing every week for the most part, I like to just hop in here and say, I hope you have a wonderful week. Hope you had a nice restful weekend. It's definitely starting to feel like fall now, a little bit crisper temperatures. Um, but if you've been following these broadcasts that I've been doing, I have a system of cards here called the Letting Go Guidance System. And what I would like you to do, this is all about figuring out things that we need to let go of. We all have things, I say things like patterns, beliefs, ideas. Sometimes they can be inherited from other people. So this is about helping us focus on what is it that we can focus on letting go of in order to more fully be who we truly are at core level, at soul level. And in doing that, we can actually align more completely with who we are at the core, but also with our life purpose, with our sense of meaning. And so what I encourage you to do is, whether you're watching here live, and if you are, say hi. Otherwise, just in the comments below underneath the video, but just take a nice deep breath. Just in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Just as a wee sidebar, if you're ever feeling stressed or overwhelmed, doing that in through your nose and out through your mouth is a brilliant way to land yourself back into the present moment. And it's actually a signal to your entire body, your entire system, that all is well. But like I say, I'm using that to help us ground completely into this present moment. And in your mind, we can just, as I'm talking to you, I'm shuffling these cards. And together we're kind of asking, what can we focus upon letting go of this week in order to more fully shine our light, or more fully engage with our purpose, more fully let our soul be the guiding factor in our life experience? And so, with that being said, and still just staying here with me, don't be worrying about what you have to do, where you should be. So what we need to work on letting go of is negative thoughts. And so negative thoughts they happen so intrinsically, they happen without you even realizing that there they are. Hey, Randy, thanks for popping in. So negative thoughts. I don't know about you, but negative thoughts can sneak in without really being aware of where they came from. Like you could have a thought of, I'm going to do this, or I feel good about such and such. And then we can always have like a wee bit of a dialogue saying, well, why are you doing that? Or this person doesn't do that, or what's different, or do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's having a conversation and having something else that's blocking. Now, having said that, negative and positive do both exist. And so the thing is, a lot of my clients will laugh because they say this. I believe that negativity has too much Velcro. And by that, I mean that when there is something negative, whether it's a thought or something being said or a situation in the world, we kind of gravitate towards that too much and give it a bit too much energy. So for me, I've always believed that what I want to grow, I'm going to give more energy, but it's not saying that the other doesn't exist. So for me, positive thoughts happen, negative thoughts happen, because you can't have one without the other. But who are you going to feed? Who are you going to give more energy and more importance to? So see how that comes up for you this week. Where do you have negative thoughts? And sometimes they can spiral out of control. You can get into a fear-based negative thinking pattern, and it will spiral into, oh my God, but if that happened, and then what about this, and what about this, what about this? So just breathe that in and see how does that come through for you. And I'm going to read from the book to see if that can kind of give you a wee bit more insight, a wee bit more spaciousness to work with this idea of negative thoughts. So don't take other people's negativity personally. Most negative people's behavior is not just to you, but to everyone they interact with. What they say and do is a projection of their own reality. Even when a situation seems personal, Even if someone insults you directly, it rarely has anything to do with you. It's an important piece to remember, What others say and do and the opinions they have are based entirely on their self-reflection. You're being guided to let go of your own negative thought patterns and feelings which have arisen due to your dwelling upon past mistakes and regrets. Fixating on an unconstructive thoughts is the source of stress in your life, and they are blocking the positive new energy from entering your life. So just take a deep cleansing breath. Take a deep breath like the one that you just did at the beginning of our conversation today. In through your nose, out through your mouth, and just sigh it out. Let it go. And it's really, really interesting to read that, because I'm reading this really awesome book right now where what he's talking about in this book is that our ego, so we talk a lot about soul and ego. The truth is we need both. We need both, and it's not a case of getting rid of the ego, but understanding that the ego, what he calls is raw. The ego is raw, and what the RAW says that the ego, it's not raw, it's war. I got that the other way around. That's another part of it, but war. So the ego is at war. So what it does is it worries, it anticipates, and it regrets. So if you start seeing like this negative thought pattern could be a worry, or it could be an anticipation of something bad, or it could be a regret. I wish I'd done something different. So watch that. See how that shows up for you. And don't be at war with yourself, because unfortunately that is kind of what's going to come out of that, right? Next week I'll talk to you a wee bit more about the raw part of that, because that's what we want. The part of this book is to go from the worry, anticipation, and regret. And so we can let's focus on that this week. Letting go of the worry thoughts, the anticipation thoughts, and the regret thoughts, and we can actually just start being in this present moment. As I'm talking to you just now, I am shuffling the angel cards because I like to check in with these, because now we've kind of got our homework for this week. We're going to work on recognizing and letting go negative thoughts or negative thinking patterns, right? I'm going to make sure that we're not taking things personally if somebody else is being insulting or being negative towards you, because it's about them, not you. And so these angel cards I find are just really give us some really nice, loving support, really. It's just to get a bit more support. And so this is very cool. So study yourself. When do those negative thoughts come up? When, what's happening? Is it because you're tired? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you getting into stress? And then by studying, you can change your focus. So you know how I said a moment ago that negative and positive are always there, but where are you going to put your focus? If negativity is happening and you can witness it, acknowledge it, and then turn your focus somewhere onto, so romance. I like that romance comes up because this is all about the relationship you with you. And so remember we said that in the write-up I just read you about the negative thoughts. If you're taking something really personally that's got nothing to do with you, then you're kind of denying your own self, your own unconditional love. So how can you bring some sense of romance, some sense of unconditional love into your own experience? By letting go of negative thoughts. So I hope this helps you. I'm just going to put a link up here. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, I'd love to do that. The link is here. But please, any comments below, I'd love to hear how this week goes for you, because this is a big one, letting go of negative thoughts, letting go of things that don't serve you. Thank you very much for watching, and I will be checking in again with you next week. Much love.